Hi, my name is Marietta. Um, my channel would be called Mariganfly, after my love of dragonflies and my nickname smushed together, Mariganfly. Not 100% sure how my channel will fit in. I am a single mom of two daughters. They're both grown. My older daughter is 31. Her name is Katie, and she married Mike last summer, and they have a 1-year-old golden doodle, which they were going to have a party for, but because of the state of the world, they just videoed their own little party in the backyard and put it on Facebook. I also have a daughter, Bridget, who is 30, and she has multiple special needs. She has cerebral palsy, she is deaf, she is nonverbal. She does not sign. So it's more of a routine thing that we do. She has autistic tendencies. She has seizures. So it's more like I said, a routine thing where she knows what's going to happen. I can read her pretty good, and so I know if a meltdown's coming or whatever. I know how to redirect her, and I am her full-time caregiver. She's not in a program right now because I didn't think she was being stimulated enough in the program she was in. It's a lot harder when the special needs person is an adult, because there are only programs, whatever you have in your area, and school was wonderful, but when she got out at 21, she went into this program, and they just found her to not fit in to the rest of the people at the center, so she would end up just sitting at a table by herself. That wasn't fair, so she's home with me full time. She gets probably 100 times more sick of me than I would ever get of her. I mean, because I'm just annoying to her. You know, I'm always trying to tickle her and get her involved and whatever, and she kind of, a lot of times, just wants to play by herself. So that's something I have to offer. I don't know so much advice as that it's possible to survive and thrive with your special needs child into adulthood. Also, I have come through domestic violence and PTSD because of that, and worked tirelessly for 4 years of intense therapy, one-on-one. I took domestic abuse classes, and then spent a year in group therapy for domestic abuse victims, and another year in therapy for problems with my weight. Now, I had a lot of weight problems, obviously, when I was younger. And one day, when I was probably 40, 41, and I was still married. I decided that it was time that I was no longer going to let that rule my life. I took it upon myself, and I lost a lot of weight, quite a lot. And I, when I went to the therapy, it was a group therapy thing, and there was actually a lot of anorexics in there. And I was, my thought processes were anorexic. I would not want to eat an apple. I could talk myself out of eating an apple because it had too many calories. So that really helped me a lot, that therapy. And I was able to get to a point where I totally control it myself, because I learned through all of the other therapy that everyone needs to set up boundaries, and especially for yourself. You need to control yourself. No one's going to do it for you. There's nothing, it's not a journey. It's a hard, rocky road. It's a very hard, rocky road. Surviving domestic violence, surviving PTSD, losing weight and keeping it off in a healthy way. And at 40-something, becoming a single mom to two girls who were high school age, and living on my own with them. It's been interesting, and I've made it as fun as I can. I think I'm with my older daughter. I think now I'm safe. So if she gets really angry, she can call me and cry and yell at me, because I'm safe to her, and that's good, because we all kind of need that. I lost my parents when I was in my early 20s, so I would have really enjoyed someone to yell at once in a while or cry to. I didn't have that, although I do have my oldest sister who kind of stood in when I had my older daughter. She taught me how to do baths and make up the bottles and everything, because I was clueless. My pediatrician had to tell me or teach me how to feed her, like when to start what and all that kind of thing. I knew nothing. I mean, I could change a diaper. That was pretty much it. Even when my second daughter was born, excuse me, I live in New Jersey, right outside of Philadelphia, and we all drink Wawa. A lot of us do. There's a whole debate about Wawa, Starbucks, and Dunkin' Donuts, and Wawa usually wins. But when my younger daughter was born, she only weighed 3 pounds. And the first time I was actually able to touch her and change her, she was in an incubator. If that's what they're called now, I don't know. And I just remember this little tiny body, and I got mess all over the inside of the incubator. Even after having an 18-month-old who was still in diapers, I just messed everything up. And then the nurse came over, and I was just like, I messed everything up. And she's like, no, we'll take care of it. But for 7 weeks, she was in the hospital, and I would take my older daughter with me. The nurses would play with her while I would go in and hold Bridget. So anyhow, Um, excuse me. I also ghost hunt um, when I can. I have to, of course, get a babysitter for my daughter. I usually do it a lot during the summer because she would go to camp this year. Her camp was canceled. So, and of course, a lot of ghost hunting things were canceled. But I do have some stories that have happened to me personally. And I probably will be calling up the place that I love to ghost hunt. Excuse me, because I've had things happen. Um, I want to call them and see if I can book it a private investigation. It's an awesome place. Creepy, creepy, creepy. And it's not far from me. And so I love all the paranormal stuff on YouTube. I love Chills and Slapped Ham and um, a lot of other things I love on it. I love Deaf Noodle. I think he's hysterical, yet sincere and thoughtful. I love Kendall Ray, Joshua Miles with the true crime. Matthew Santoro. What else? What was the other one? Oh my gosh, TV. I love that. I love Hope for Pause. Absolutely. Um, and Tom Harlock, I think, is hysterical. And I can almost promise you that they did not make guys that good looking when I was young, nor did they make women as good looking when I was that age. I went to an all girls high school, and there is nobody looking as pretty as the girls do now. I don't know what the gene thing's going on, but something's happening. The DNA. Um, I have a small kind of lisp speech impediment thing. When I was probably in third or fourth grade, my mom had sent me to a Saturday camp during the school year. And I just thought she was trying to give me something to do on Saturdays. And I never knew that I had a speech thing going on. Uh, and I just, like I said, I just thought she was sending me to something interesting. I didn't find out until about 10 years ago that I had this speech thing because no one ever told me. And I can't hear it in my own head. Like, I have a very strong Philadelphia accent, the Philly girl thing. I can't hear that either, but I know it's there. And by now you do. um, what else do I have to offer? I also, by the way, I do stutter occasionally. That's a leftover thing from the PTSD. Um, so I have fun things to offer, and I have silly things to offer. I can have stories about my mom. My mom got into predicaments that were crazy, and my mom was actually goofier than I am, and my good friends know how goofy I am. Uh, I'm not, uh, I don't insult people. Um, I'm not catty. I'm not a jealous person, things like that. Um, I love to just enjoy life. I have cats. I have a dog. Um, I love listening to the cicadas at night when I take the dog out. But I have, like I said, I have things to offer on the things I've spoken about. Um, I don't know if it's so much advice or information, tricks on how to do whatever. And could I be an influencer? No. Unless you need me to influence how you feel about stepping in cat throw up at 2 o'clock in the morning. I can influence how you feel about it. I could uh, talk to you about how to smile in the middle of road rage and act like drive the person crazy because you're smiling with your window up, but you are saying every curse on earth. I've done that. I don't personally curse in my daily life, which is a choice of mine. I'm a Philly girl. We know how to curse. But about 6 years ago, I just decided that I was cursing too much. So I choose not to. But road rage is a little bit different. Like I said, my mom was crazy, and we were only allowed to say one curse in our home. We were not allowed to curse at home. And our only curse that she insisted on us saying was SHIT. And only when you stepped in the cat food in the kitchen. And you would step in it, and you'd be like, oh, and she'd say, what do you say? And we'd have to say it. But we did not curse. I never heard a curse out of my parents' lips. My parents were awesome, amazing people. And my dad was a doctor, and my mom was a nurse. Actually, I have a sister who is a nurse, and her husband who has passed, he was a doctor. I have a niece who is a dentist. I have another niece who is a nurse. I have another niece who is in a hospital who does cancer research, and her husband is a doctor. So we come from like a lot of medical people. And I've been told that by people that they want another doctor's daughter opinion, because I'm always like, oh, I know it. I have something for that, or I know how to fix that, or whatever. So I just think that when people get to know me, I'm fun. Intelligent. I'm kind. I don't let the small things really bother me. I know about the special needs world. I know about the world of domestic violence, but I also know about parenting and how to be arguing with your teenage daughter and realize how silly it is about what you're arguing, where you both just burst out laughing. I've never been, until now, with my older daughter, I was never her friend. I was someone she could come to, rely on, tell anything to. But I was never her friend. Now I'm more friends with her. But I was always her mom. That's very important. And I was very fair. So I hope you all will help me to find my niche on YouTube. I'm not exactly sure what my niche is. I would love for you to subscribe, because I think that would be awesomely fun. right now I'm sitting on my couch because I don't have a place to record. And I have a lot of groceries and whatnot behind me because I have to bulk buy. Not in a hoarding way, but because I cannot take Bridget now into a store because she won't wear a mask. So I have a lot of things delivered or bought in bulk, and they put them into my car for me. So like I said, I hope you enjoyed my little video. I will, in the beginning, I guess, try to post once or twice a week just to say hi. And if I get responses from you all, Marigan on Instagram, Marigan on Twitter, and Instagram, Twitter. Yeah, I think that's it. And like I said, I would love to hear from you and have your help on how to make my channel something that you all would enjoy, because I would love to share that joy and supply that joy and be part of that joy. And I want you all to take care and be well.